Okay guys, just hopefully a quick video, less than 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes if it takes that long please, because it's important information. Mainly for the VIPs and people that are working on their own vehicles. I've done quite a few, look, we've been working on vehicles for decades and including undoing a lot of plugs, and don't really have any issues with breaking clips, okay? Virtually none, I would say. Out of the decades, like, I could probably count on less than one hand, you know, like I can't even really think of one or two clips that have ever broken. And if you're doing the injector job, and I'll bring that up because this is where I've just come across it now. I'm told this vehicle came from Queensland, so it could be a Queensland heat issue, but this is new to me, okay? Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of plugs. Someone's been here before, you know, wiring looms and plugs and things not put back right. We're going to fix things up, you know, like this thing that stayed there, you know, that's been ripped off before. And this could be the issue. Maybe rough hands have been in there before, squeezing, pressing too hard. But I'll be quite honest, as far as I know, these clips were all there until I pressed them and I heard the final click. Now, what I want to demonstrate is, have a look at these plugs, right? There's a little tab normally, and I haven't got any of them left. Let me just see if this one's any different. Like, that one's still there, right? But see those plugs, you know, you press them just enough, right? You can see what happens. You press and it flexes up to release the clip, right? It's not that hard. Normally you just press, I'll gently build it up and I'll wiggle it in and out, back and forth, so that you don't have to press it any more than you have to. And by pushing it in, it allows the clip to come up, because if you're pulling, you've got a resistance and the clip won't, the part that's holding it won't actually allow it to come up. So I'm sort of gently pushing in and out and increasing the pressure there slowly. And you know, they only really go so far, but if you push it too hard, you're going to break it. Now, with these ones, if you can see, and it's going to be hard, I'll try and get it to focus, right? There's 3 bits of plastic that hold the clip here, right? And it's, I need a little pointer. You can see the rough bits right at the end of my fingernail there, that little one there, that little one there, and another one over this side, right? So you got 4 little bits of molding that hold that. And you can see they're all broken. When I went to press this clip, there's normally a bit of plastic here, right? It's not there at the moment. It's out of place, kind of like gone. Nothing's going to hold it there, right? You can try and glue those. Waste of time. I'm going to give you a few options on what you can do in a minute, but basically I just pressed it, and you know, as I got onto it, it just straight away I heard the click, they went click, and I'll tell you, all 3 guys, all 3, not one, and I don't have this at all usually, that's why I'm showing you. All 3, right? Have a look at the back of this. So let's be clear, right? There's one, the clip's gone. This one, clip's gone. And there's another one here, same deal, right? The clip's gone, mate. They're all the same. The good news is they're all 3 are the same types of plug. Now, if you've got time and patience, or you can go to an auto elec and they'll be able to replace this. You can see someone's pulled on the plug as well, because see those little grommets that go in behind? They're meant to be pushed all the way in like that one. See how this one's sticking out a bit? So that's not good as well. So there's more evidence there that someone was yanking on this without pushing that clip properly. And once you're pulling on it and pressing the clip, the clip is not going to unclip. You get what I'm saying? You've got to press the clip, you've got to push it in and pull it out so that it can release. Anyway, I know what I mean. I hope I've explained it pretty well to you. So for the first time, I don't know that this has happened to me any other time. I've heard of it on people's vehicles in Queensland who've got this clip missing, and what can happen when that's for the map sensor, that one, and when it comes back a little bit, you can end up, you know, it's like it's unplugged, and you end up with a engine light, DTC codes and stuff like that, right? But to have none break here down in Melbourne, basically, because I honestly can't remember any that break, and now on this vehicle it's gone click, gone, click, gone, click, all 3. Not my fault, but I'm just saying, otherwise I wouldn't be doing a video on it. I'd be trying to hide it and go, oh, look what I've done, oh no, whatever, right? I've actually got a video where it happened. That may or may not be out yet. I don't know which one's going to get released first. There's lots of videos. But I suppose I can say be careful, but be careful might not work, because if someone's been in there before, if that's the cause of it, then you can't help that. And if it's just the way it is, the plastic's gone brittle from whatever, or it's going to be what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So the solutions are, The only place I know, it's called EFI Hardware in Mitcham in Victoria. If you contact EFI Hardware, they might want a sample, so you might need to send them photos of that plug, sizes, whatever. It's a pretty common plug. There's 3 right here. There's others on the vehicle like it. You can actually get those grommets out. You can buy the pins, you know, there's lots of ways to do it. You can even get them, they'll wire up those so we can give you some wire so you can cut it back here and solder it, whichever way you want to do it. So you can do that, but yeah, it sounds like a lot of mucking around, doesn't it? For a plug that, you're not unplugging this every day or every hour or every week. You're unplugging this, well, you know, it's when you take the intercooler off, it's bugger all. You might not unplug it for years, right? So what I'm thinking is you don't want to get handy and glue the damn thing on, all right? You start putting glue, you're going to put it on, we're never going to get it off again. Not a good idea. Please don't do that. Let's think this through. Some people do things like you could put a little bit of grease around the outside just to give it a bit of resistance. That may work. Okay, the other thing you could do is some people use blue tack. I've seen blue tack. Don't get me wrong, I've never had one break, but I've seen some, not a lot, I've seen some broken, and I find blue tack and stuff in, you know, that's an idea, but it's not what I would do. And I've also seen them with a lot of RTV silicon, right, making a lot of mess heaps. You don't want that either, because that gets messy, you can get in the pins. It may even insulate the pins from making contact. See there, they need to make contact. That's what it's all about after all. The wire needs to make contact. But what I'm suggesting is, and what I think I'm gonna do on this vehicle and why I'm thinking about it is, I may even release this video straight away to see what other people say about what other ideas they've got. I'm not saying my ideas are better or worse than yours. You may have some ideas. It's not something that I normally have to deal with. Typically, I would replace the plug, but I don't have plugs. I haven't got 3 of them. You know, I'm not an auto electrician. That can go to the auto electrician for that. What can I do that I think's suitable? And I think a tiny little dob, so down the bottom where this groove is at the bottom here, right? See where that little line is? Right, because they're little locators where the plug goes on, right? There's one, I think there's one at each side. No, there's 2 at one side, 1 at the other. So at the, let me give you the right side here, hang on. Let me look at the right plugs so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So for example, this one that goes on the throttle position motor there, right? Okay, you can see that little tab there, right? That little tab slots into that little hole there. So I would suggest a tiny bit of RTV, not anywhere in these pins or anything like that, but down there in that slot, so that when it slides over that, right, you're going to push it on. There's nothing to pull it off, and just let the stuff dry for an hour or 2 before you start the car, because the diesel vibration is what could, look, my money's on, you could probably put it on there without anything, without any clip, and they're not going to come off, but that's not what we're going to take the gamble on, is it? But if you put that little bit of RTV, I'm just talking about, you could just put it here, a tiny little, you know, you're just going to go put a tiny little bit there, and then just push your plug over it, whichever plug it is, wherever it is. Which one was it? It was this one? No? Was it that one? No, it's not that. I've got the wiring loom tucked around another way now. It won't even breach at the moment, but it doesn't matter because we're not putting it back on. The point is, then you slide it on and it'll just, it's kind of like glued on, right? But then, of course, when you need to get it off next time, you grab it, you give it a good wiggle and a pull. There's no clip, you know, and it's just that RTV is going to break. If you pull it hard enough, the RTV is going to give. So I think that's a good idea. That's my idea that I like. That doesn't mean get messy and just like what you normally do, right? See what I said? Identify the little tab that goes in the little slot, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit there, right? And then when you slip, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm at least going to send this video direct to my client for his input, and if he doesn't like it, well, I can not put RTV there and take it to an auto elect and get the plugs replaced. But if this was my vehicle, I would be slightly disappointed that the tabs are not there, but I'll also realise that I'm not going to unplug these plugs, that one, and the one to the map sensor, more than every few years. So it's not a problem, right? You know, you unplug it, you clean off your bit of RTV, you go, yeah, we know about that. You know, whatever, you know, it's a 13-year-old car, right? I've got to say, it's not what I see. I've worked on 15-year-old, you know, same vehicles. 05 Hiluxes are 15, aren't they, right? And I haven't had these issues, okay? Sometimes you feel them that they're a bit hard, but, you know, it was probably 3 out of 4 clips broken, and that last little, you know, clip, they just clipped, and they fell off. It was just ridiculous. But there's a number of other clips you can see here that have been messed around with this vehicle. You can see there, they've some zip tie there, whatever, right? So what is this? You know, that does not go. You know, we're just going to replace it. If you need a zip tie to hold that together, that clip there, we're just going to, oh yeah, so I see what's going on, right? That's that one, yeah, it slips out easy. They do get like that when someone's been rough with them, so we'll just replace that because we have those, you know, clips and stuff, like this one here, you know, we have those in stock. Anyway, it wasn't about clips and all that, it was just about those plugs. So hopefully that's an idea, a good solution for you guys. If you like that one, like always guys, please give it a thumbs up if you thought that was reasonable. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, turn the bell on. We've got more information coming your way. And of course, just a reminder, if you do need parts, if you need an injector kit, you're doing this job, Monday morning from 8 AM is the time. Shoot me a text is the way to make the purchase. Send your name, vehicle details, you know, Prado or Hilux, what year it is. I'll send you some information on pricing, and if you're happy to go ahead, then you can make an order. Parts day's Monday, we get all that organised, sent on Monday. I'm actually changing the day we're sending from Monday to Tuesday. So still parts day Monday, but because we get a few later on Monday and I prefer not to. But anyway, it's all good guys, just a quick reminder for you. Bada bing, I'm out of here, see ya.